Hey, it's Dr. Dunaway here with Chiro Strength, and today I'm covering 3 drills that you can use to offset a lot of the stress that accumulates from sitting too much. So if we're looking at kind of improving this posture here, we want the shoulders back, we want that upper thoracic spine to be able to extend to kind of get the shoulders, to give the head less resistance getting over the shoulders, as well as kind of working on that subconscious patterning of this better positioning of the pelvis, of stacking the pelvis underneath the rest of the spine. So notice I didn't say fixed posture because this is going to have to be something you maintain in order to offset the stress from this. But the first one's going to be Pec Minor Release, which is going to be something I use some AccuMobility balls for. Since these are going to be elevated on a yoga block, I prefer this flat bottom so it's not moving all over the place. But I'm going to go face down on this, and the positioning of this ball is going to be on the rib cage itself. So not up on the clavicle and not out on the shoulder. It's going to be kind of right on the top of the rib cage towards the shoulder. Making sure I got good placement of these tools on my chest. Come straight up and relax. Head's going to go down, straight up, and relax. Now if that feels okay, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add some movements out to the side, almost like I'm getting ready to do a breaststroke. Up, out to the side, come back, and down. Up, out to the side, back and down. And that starting position of just face down might be a good thing for you to do 30 to 60 seconds. If you feel like you can actively move the shoulders, that's great. That'll give you a bit more of a release and really reinforce those shoulders back. Next, I'm going to go to the CT junction. So now these balls are going to be closer together, and I'm going to place those at the base of my neck, kind of in the upper back. Not necessarily as low as between the shoulder blades, but just on top of the shoulder blades. I'm going to put both of these either on top of this yoga block for demonstration purposes, but I can also put that at the edge of the table right here and let my head fall off the back of that. The important thing here is that they're stable. So if you're using a round ball like a lacrosse ball or tennis ball, you'd probably put them in a sock to keep them a bit more stable. But in this position, I want a good amount of pressure through those balls into my back here, and then I'm going to drive my chin back and just do some chin retractions over that. And what that's going to do is really going to reinforce that upper thoracic spine, or that CT junction, to really become a bit more opened up in extension, and that's going to allow my head to sit over my shoulders a little easier. I can let that head fall back like that towards the end, drive the chin back, slowly let that neck extend, tuck the chin up, and go through about 10 to 15 reps of that. So after we kind of reset the shoulders back and get that upper back moving a little better, now I'm going to work through this modified cat-cow position. So if we think about the poor posture of sitting, we tend to be in this kind of posteriorly tilted position, head forward in this position just like this. So what we're going to do, instead of coming up in this position with my butt and chin tucked, as I come up into this position, I'm going to look forward on the exhale, and this is going to simulate a really poor posture position. But on the slow inhale, I'm going to end up tall chest, tucked chin, extended through the back a little bit, but mostly anteriorly tilted position, and that's going to be the finishing position. So with a good coordinated breath, exhale as you look forward, inhale as you really try to lengthen the spine. And we can pause at the top, slow inhale, pause at the bottom, and kind of create a little bit of a box breathing pattern with that movement. And so that's just going to, again, kind of couple this movement, try to reinforce this better postural position of stacking the spine on top of each other. And going through that for, again, 60 seconds or so after you release the pec and release the upper back. It's a great kind of combination of not only releasing, but kind of re-coordinating movement patterns to better set you in a position that's more stacked. If you cannot modify the position from day to day, which a lot of people cannot, then you need some strategies surrounding that either morning or afternoon after that stress is done, that you can kind of reset some of that stress just to move a little bit better. So that's going to be a really good strategy of resetting that postural stress. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop a question below, or you can reach me at drdunaway@chirostrength.com. I'm happy to hear from you all. And like I always say, don't just mend, transcend. Thanks.